Hi, cooperators. It's Marcos again. Today, I'm going to present to you ProMedical Primary Cooperative Practice Management Software. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go over the software very superficially as a way of orientating you guys, especially those who are interested in using the software to do their claims, or those who want to run claims Peru to do claims for the doctors, and also those who would like to market the software to, let me say, other healthcare professionals, because the software basically can work for any healthcare professional. Perhaps let me open the software just to show you what I'm talking about. And I'm also going to share screen. Let me first share screen. Okay. I'm sharing screen. And then there's this little icon down there. This is a little bit light. However, we can make it bold. It doesn't matter for now. It's just for the purposes of demonstration. You just double click on the icon. If it will be installed, I take it that you would be having the software on your system. Let's close that boy. I'm already using the software myself. You can see there's Dr. Mkulise. When you click there, then I can log in with my password, but I just decided to disable the password for the purposes of this demonstration. And then the thumbs up, it means all my logins are correct. And this is the piece of software that I'll be discussing with you. Just a bit of a background. This software has been developed on a bit of an older language. For those of you, for instance, who are using different softwares from different vendors, you would know that most of the softwares these days, they are actually web-based because they are written on the latest languages. And this one is written on a Delphi, which we know it's an oldish language. The reason being that our IT guy or developer was more comfortable at the time of writing the software, was more comfortable of using Delphi. However, we have adapted very quickly to what I would say the latest languages that are used in software development, like Java, JavaScript, Solidity, and so forth. The people who are using this software as we speak are mainly GPs. I'm using it myself, as you have seen it when I logged in, and I have no issues. It's a very stable software. And then how the software is going to be installed, it can be installed physically. We can also install it remotely, which is a good thing. That although it's not web-based, we can actually install it remotely as well. Okay, I'm just going to take you through the different icons. As you can see there, it's a ProMedical clinical, and this is the software basically that I'm using. And you can see that I've logged in as a general practitioner, and it is Dr. Mkulise there. And then on our top left, you see there's file there. If you click on file, and then it will show you another icon where if you decide to exit, if you click that one, exit, it will then close the software. And then if you go to edit, then you can edit any consultation, that you have made. And then you can go to the patients. Sorry, I don't know how to go there. You can go to the patients. And then if you want to edit the consultation, or you can edit the patient, maybe you did a claim, then realize that you did it on the wrong patient. And then you can go and change the patient if you have to change the patient. And there's also reasons for the visit. What was the reason of the patient coming? You can go and edit that if perhaps you think that you didn't put the correct reason. And then also you can then go to your referrals if maybe you want to refer a patient to a specialist or whoever doctor that you want to refer to. And then you have that view. You can also view all those things that are appearing there on that icon. You can view your consultation history. You can view the diagnosis screen. And you can view medical aids. If you want to view medical aids, there you have got all the medical aids there. You can search them by admin, scheme, and option. Okay. And I must be honest, guys, this, like I've said, it's just an orientation. It's just orientation. At some point in my next video, I will be going in details in everything that I'm just going over here. So you can view anything that you want to, medicines, what medicines that you have in stock and all those things. And the good thing about this software, it has got an inventory module as well. So you can enter the stock that you have purchased and you can actually manage your stock on this software. I'm talking about the GPs now. And if you want to print anything, you can print your invoice, you can print a script, you can do a split invoice, you can send an invoice to the medical aid, another invoice to the patient, and you can do invoice run. If maybe you are a person who would do claims and then send, maybe you are not doing a real-time claims, you do batches, and then you can run your invoice, and then you also can have a stock report. And then also with cash, you can have a view on your payments, what payments you have received. For instance, you can even see here, if you go to this patient here, and then it shows you how much is on 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, and you can also see your current. So that's when you have done your reconciliation, which we'll discuss at some point. Like I've said, right now, the purpose of this video is just to orientate you guys on the software. So here is the software, and then how it looks like. You can run statements, age analysis, statements, statement run, and so forth. Those of you who are used to administration would understand this. And then this one, if you are dealing with insurances, for instance, insurance companies, again, is the same thing, that you can run statements on the payment of on insurances. Medical aid, you can do accounting. And I think this module oh yes, we have here, you can go for, if you are doing your accounting, you can go and select the patient, and the patient portion age analysis, medical aid portion age analysis, can do payment trials. The banks and supplies, you can enter your banks, bank that you work with, and then your suppliers. And then financial, this module we have disabled for now, but if you want it and they use it, I take it that most of the people, they use Sage. I mean, I use Sage. When we developed the software, we had in our minds that accounting module was important, where you can actually look at the income. But for now, we just disabled it because we think that many people are comfortable with the accounting softwares. Here. Medical aid, then you can do your aging, your day sheet, the patients that you have seen. Aging, of course, it deals with the age analysis, like I was saying. And then your day sheet, and then you can go. If you select your days from 26, maybe we can do this one. Let's go back and see. Okay. Okay. You can see the detailed list there for the date. From this date, from the 1st of May, and then to July 26th. So you can see all the claims that I've done, okay? And the medical aids, sum total, and shows you that there's nothing for the patient, nothing due for the patient. So you don't have to call the patient and say you owe something, okay? Right. Then this upload is when now this is where you unlock information that needs to be sent to ProMedical, okay? So if there's any information that you want to send to ProMedical, then it will be here, okay? And then EDI, which is electronic data interchange. This is a format. All the medical aids, they use this format, EDI. And then I'll talk about this one later because it's better if we do it practically. And then how it actually works. Basically, this is where you click if you want to send claims. And then this is, of course, your help button. Okay, the help button. Yeah, basically this is about ProMedical. Okay, it's a ProMedical software. And then if you want the manual, and then let's go here. Okay, this one, it will be on the website. Okay, we're gonna put it on the website. As you can see, right now, it doesn't actually help us because we did not put the manual on the website. It's very easy. In the event that maybe you find some difficulties in using the software, you click there and then you can actually go to our website. We're gonna put a link to our website and then you can find the manual there. And then here is appointments. Basically, if you are a doctor that works on appointments, and we recommend that when you use the software, always start with appointments. And then so that your patients, they can appear on the day sheet. And then whatever you want to do later on the patient, it means the patient would have been entered on the day sheet. Otherwise, if you didn't start with making an appointment for a patient, it might be difficult for you to do anything on that patient because you won't find any information on the day sheet. So it's important that you use the appointments. As you can see, when you make appointments, you can select, maybe your receptionist can select that we're making an appointment for 20:30. And then if you don't have the patient, if you have the patient, then of course it's already on the system. Then you can just double click or you go to patients. Okay, then you can actually take the patient and then you click OK. And then, okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, Bushielo, we put this one, let's click OK. Okay. And then the patient now is there for 20:30, Bushielo. Okay. And then maybe she called, or he called, Charles, he called and said he's making an appointment, and then he's not feeling well, whatever it is, the receptionist will put the patient there. It means an appointment has been made. Okay. And then, of course, once the patient has arrived, and the patient will then go to the waiting room. But then, before that, the receptionist will click, because this software can be networked. The receptionist can have her own site, the interface, and network it with the doctor, and then can actually click. If the receptionist clicks here, it means the patient must go and to do tri-age and also some basic investigations, just to do your albumin if you want. There are other things that you can add here. Tell us as a doctor, what are the things that you want done before you can see a patient. As you can see, you have got HP, you have got glucose, cholesterol, triglyceride, you have got things that can be done before that. And once you click OK, this color has changed now. It means this patient has been checked before the doctor. If you have got a nurse, of course, or someone who's doing these things for you. And the patient now will be in the waiting room. This is a waiting room. That's where the patient is now. And then once the patient is in the waiting room, then you can begin consultation. And like I've said, we are not going to go into the details. I'm just doing this video for the purposes of orientation. And then if perhaps the patient was not there, and then you can just add, you can click to add. And then we add the patient. We'll deal with the addition of a patient. It will come when we do capturing, okay, of the patient information. And that will be followed by how to do the claim, and how to send the claim via EDI, and then also how to reconcile. We'll do all those things. For now, it's just for you guys just to have the feel to see this is a complete software. This is a mature software, very stable. Then if you want to remove this patient for whatever reason from the day sheet, like I said, patients can be, maybe the patient didn't come and you don't want the patient to be on the day sheet. But if, of course, you charge a fee, even if a patient didn't come and he has made an appointment and then he didn't pitch, so you can always claim. There's a code that you use in the medical aid, claims book or whatever you are using. We'll discuss those later, but if you decide, no, I'm not going to claim, you just want to remove this patient, then you'll just click remove, and then you remove the patient from the waiting room, and then you remove from the day sheet. It must reflect removal from the day sheet, and the patient is gone. And then so it means for that day, there was no patient. And then, of course, these are just messages that your receptionist will type that the patient canceled the appointment, and then you will make those notes for you. Okay. So that's just an overview of the software. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to say a few things. There's only one way to learn any software, just like there's only one way to learn how your cell phone works. It's just to have the software, use it, or you play with it. Just like, I know at our age now, we're very busy to be learning anything because we don't have time to sit down and learn. Most of the people, they prefer that their kids can do those things. But if you are a person who is interested in technology, or just interested on the admin side in knowing how to run your business, it's all good to actually know how to use this software. For those people who are probably not familiar with practice management softwares, I'll just give you a little bit of history. Because probably you're wondering why medical doctors are using softwares. Why can't you just send an invoice by hand, or just say email it to the medical aid, and then they must just pay you because you've done the work? Why must you be having softwares? When I joined the private practice, I think it was about 1998, we were using paper claims. We were submitting paper claims. Just had a book with a letterhead and a stamp. And then you would, I don't have that book actually. Maybe at some point in some of the videos, I'll show you for those people who are interested in knowing how those books look like. And then you just do your claim, you put your date, patient name, write it by hand. Then you put your diagnosis, put the procedure. Diagnosis, of course, it goes with its code. And then you put your procedure with the fee, diagnosis, your consultation fee, with this fee, the fee with this code. And then you would put your procedure code and the corresponding amount. And then you total that, you sign, put a stamp, and then boom, you send to a medical aid scheme. And those days they used to have check runs. The dominating, the dominant medical scheme those days was MedScheme basically, and other smaller ones. So we used to go to MedScheme physically and drop the claim. And then every Wednesday they used to run check runs. They used to do check runs, and then you be paid by check, and then either you collect it, and I think later on they would also do electronic transfers. So that was, those days. Okay. Let me just to complete, this is where your patients are, guys. I think I did open this one. And your medicine stock will be here, will be sitting here. And then I can actually click, and then you can just see if you want to add stock. You come and add your stock. If you're a person who's dispensing, with the dispensing license, you're going to add stock. And then this assists you as well to know as you dispense, just like a pharmacist would know. If he has dispensed so many tablets, he wants to know how many are left, how many are out, and how many are left. And we've got prices, and we have got the NEPI codes. The NEPI codes are very, very important because this is how the medical aid schemes identify the drug that you have actually dispensed. And of course, the quantities are there, how many you you have to dispense, then it will actually show you. But we'll deal with those things as we go on. And the referrals I touched on the D sheet, and then this is when you want to exit. This icon set, you usually ignore it. The one that we use most is arrival. And then if you want to cancel everything, you cancel here. This is for a fast patient. If maybe the patient must jump the queue, patient is not feeling well, maybe it's asthmatic or whatever, then you want to attend to that patient first before the others, you just click fast. Remember, this software is actually most of the time networked with your receptionist. Your receptionist will be having the same screen as yours, and then you'll also be having the same screen, so you see the same thing with your reception. Okay, so, and then, yeah, so now, those days when just to continue with my little story, we used to, those doctors were too busy to actually submit their claims by hand. They would then have a person called, it was a middleman basically, a guy who would charge you a certain percentage to come and collect your claims and send them to med scheme or any medical aid scheme. And then this guy would then charge you a percentage to do that kind of work. He would also assist you with reconciliation as well, pick up the invoice, I mean, the remittances, because once you have paid, you would be sent, you would be given remittances to show you how much you have claimed, how much was paid, and what is the shortfall. That would be for the patient side. So these softwares then, they came in, they replaced those people. So they literally lost business. And then the software vendors developed this. I think in the country, if I'm not mistaken, there are about 11 players, the serious players, I'm talking serious players in the game. And if there are 11, then what, the 12th. But just to cover for those that probably I don't know or I've never come across, and then maybe we can double that number and probably make it about, say, 22, you know, somewhere there. But there are not many players in this game. And I must be honest with you, must be grateful that we have this. Maybe for me, I must thank ProMedical Corporators. I must thank you guys for making it possible that ultimately we could develop our own software. It has always been I wish that one day we can have our own software instead of relying on softwares coming from other vendors. And these people, they charge a lot for softwares. This software is free to the members of the cooperative. All you pay here for is just for support, which is 250 rands per month. And then you don't pay anything. Of course, you pay for the transmission because these claims, they don't just fly on their own. They need to go to a switch. There's something called a switch. At the moment, we rely on the third party for the switch. But there will be a time when we can switch to medical aids. The technology is there. We can switch directly. But we have not looked at that yet because there's quite some serious capital layout attached to that. But I'm really glad that finally we have our own practice management software that comes for free. We have been shouted for many years by a number of people who come in to come to doctors or come to healthcare professionals just to cash in and go home. And that time has come to an end. ProMedical has developed its software, and this software is free to the members of ProMedical. And then, of course, the software will also be rolled out to other people who are not members of ProMedical. However, it will be rolled out at least 400 rands to them, which is still far cheaper than what the other software vendors are charging. You can compare, you can go to, I don't want to mention names, but just go and Google them and check how much they're charging. They take an arm and your leg just to send your claims. So guys, With that being said, I must thank you again for watching this video. And I promise you, the next video will be detailed. I'll be going through icon by icon. It's going to take time, but just be patient and learn the software. This is your software. You have paid for this. You own it. And I must be able to tell you that now you're going to make a serious amount of money moving forward as ProMedical, having this software as our product. Okay, I don't have another story that I can tell you. I think let me not make this video too long, especially this being the introductory video. And I must thank you again for watching. Let me stop sharing. And then I am going to love you and leave you. I'm going to prepare a lot of videos. We have got a lot of products in ProMedical that you are going to see that are going to the market. And those of you who want to make some extra money out of this is your opportunity to make money as a member of ProMedical. These are exciting times because from 2017, we've been preparing for these days, working hard to put together solutions in the healthcare space. And now we're there. These are exciting times. There's no time exciting like this one, to me especially, because most of the time we're doing the groundwork, which is very, very difficult. You have got to cut down your hours in your practice to actually achieve this. There are so many products and services that we have developed. We've got companies that we have developed. We've got subsidiary companies that belong to the ProMedical holding company. All these things will be presented to you, and all members of the cooperative will be taking part and making your money. With that said, guys, let me again thank you for watching. I'm ending this video now, and thank you very much. Bye.